Hey guys, this is lesson 1-8. In the last lesson we focused on multiplying integers, but with this lesson we'll be dividing integers. So you need your Envision textbook and you should be on page 54, and we're going to start with number 4. Okay, for number 4 it says find each quotient. So all you're doing is just dividing, okay? And it's negative 18 divided by 3. Well, since you're dividing and the whole fraction is negative, your answer will be negative. So if you put a negative 18 divided by a 3, that's going to give you negative 6. On B, it says negative 1 divided by negative 1. And if you think about our rules that I showed you in the last PowerPoint, if you divide two negative numbers, your answer will give you a positive. And 5 divided by 1 is just 5. For C, we have 24 divided by negative 6. We have one negative, so our answer will be negative 4. On D, we have negative 10 divided by negative 1, which is going to give us a positive 10. And for E, a negative 25 divided by 5, we have one negative and one positive, therefore our answer has to be negative. And on F, the whole fraction is negative, therefore the answer will be negative. We have a negative 8 divided by 2. That will give us a negative 4. Okay, for 5, we have a scuba diver descends, we know that's negative, 23 feet in 18 seconds. What integer represents the change in the diver's position in, let's say feet, per second? Okay, so if it descends, we have a negative 63 divided by 18. Well, we have one negative, therefore our answer will be negative, and if you put that into your calculator, you'll get a negative 3.5. Okay, for 6, which of the following are equivalent to negative 7? So all you're doing for these is going to go through and see after you divide which ones give you a negative 7. So pause the video real quick and see if you can do this one. Okay, and if you did, you have negative 49 divided by negative 7. Well, since both of them are negative, our answer will be a positive 7. 0 divided by negative 7, 0 divided by any number gives you 0. 49 divided by negative 7, we have one negative, therefore our answer will be negative 7. And negative 21 divided by 3, we have one negative, therefore that's a negative 7. And positive 21 divided by positive 3 will give us a positive 7. So you should have marked C and D. Okay, on 7, negative 16 divided by 4 equals. So it's asking you that, but it's walking you through the steps that it wants you to do. 4 times blank equals 16. So this is just kind of showing you how you can change this into a multiplication and get the same answer. This one's a little harder. So if you got 4 times question mark equals 16, because that's our big number, then 4 times what will give us, well, we got to make sure we put our negative. 4 times what will give us the negative 16? Well, that would be a negative 4. So if negative 16 divided by 4 equals negative 4. You do not have to do all that though. Put this into your calculator and you get the same thing. So on A it says, remember we put our bigger number over here, and it's negative 7 times what will give us negative 56. Well, that's negative 7 times 8 will give us negative 56. So negative 56 divided by negative 7 is just 8. Once again, just put that into your calculator and you get a positive 8. Okay. For 9, it says classify the quotient. Okay, this one we are going to negative 50 divided by 5. So what all you're doing is just, is this going to be positive, negative, 0, or undefined? Well, we know that we don't have a 0 here, therefore the answer in no way will be 0. We have one negative and one positive, therefore we know our answer is not going to be positive. And if you put it into your calculator, you actually get an answer, therefore it's not undefined. So the answer to this question is not negative 10. The answer to this question is negative, because it's asking that kind of question. Okay, is the expression 42 divided by negative 7 undefined? What do you think about that? Definitely not. And it says if not, find the quotient. Well, we have one positive and one negative, and if you put this into your calculator, you get negative 6. And the answer to that question is no. Okay, and on 11, we have a company that loses $780 as a result of a shipping delay. The 6 owners of the company must share the loss equally. Therefore, you have $780 that's going to be distributed equally to 6 people. So it says write an expression to show the change in profit of each owner. Well, that's just going to be 780 divided by 6. And it says evaluate the expression. In other words, solve it. So if you put that into your calculator, you get 130. So each owner is going to get $130. On 12, which of the quotients are equivalent to 2.5? Select all that apply. So again, you're just going to go through, put these in your calculator and see what you get. So I would like for you to pause the video and see if you can do that. Okay, so if you pause the video, now that you're back, you have 10 divided by negative 4. That gives us a negative 2.5. We have a negative 5 divided by negative 2. That gives us 2.5. That's a 5. Okay, then we have 10 divided by 4. That gives us 2.5. Then we have a negative 5 divided by negative 2. That gives us negative 2.5. And we have a negative 10 divided by negative 4. That gives us a positive 2.5. And then 5 divided by 2, that gives us 2.5. So you should have B marked, C marked, E marked, and F marked. Okay. On 13, it says the price of a stock steadily decreased by a total of $127 over 15 months. Which expression shows the change in the stock's value? Well, if it decreased, we know we have a negative 127 over 15 months. Therefore, we're going to divide and see how much was lost each month. So you should pick the one that looks like this one, and that is C. On 14, it says Zach goes parachuting and descends at the rate shown. If he maintains a steady descent, what integer represents Zach's change in elevation in feet per second? So we know that he is descending 24 feet in 2 seconds. So you're just going to do a negative 24 because he's descending, divided by 2, and that'll give you a negative 12. So if he's going 24 feet in 2 seconds, then he's going 12 feet in 1 second. Just halving them. In 15, it says find each quotient and plot it on the number line. Which of the expressions are undefined? Okay, we're not going to do the number line part. I would just like for you to solve each one of these. See what you get. So if you do negative 8 divided by 4, you're going to get a negative 2. A negative 21 divided by a negative 7 gives us a positive 3. Negative 4 divided by 0, you can never divide by 0. I would write that somewhere. Cannot divide by 0. You can divide a 0 by a number and get 0, but you cannot do 0 on the bottom. So that one's going to be undefined. Negative 25 divided by negative 5 is just 5. 36 divided by negative 9 is a negative 4. 9 divided by 0, cannot do that. That's undefined. And 0 divided by negative 8 is 0. See, 0 is on top, so you can do that. Which of the expressions are undefined? Boom, boom. Okay, and on 16, we're actually going to skip this one, guys. So look at number 17. Okay. Camille takes a rock climbing class. On her first outing, she rappels down the side of a boulder in 3 equal descents. What integer represents Camille's change in altitude in feet each time she descends? You have to look over here and see that her elevation is 165. So she's going 165 divided by 3, which is a negative 3 because she goes down. And if you put that into your calculator, you get negative 5.5. Okay, and we're going to skip 18 down to number 19. Which of these quotients is equivalent to negative 5 divided by 8? Select all that apply. Well, negative 5, the whole fraction here is negative. We have a negative here, which makes it negative. This one is positive. Oh. Okay, so we want the red one. We don't want this one because it's not negative. Okay, and we want this one, 5 divided by negative 8. Okay, we have a negative 5 divided by negative 8. Two negatives give us a positive. We don't want that one. And then two negatives give us positive again, so we don't want that one. So all we want is A and C. Okay, on 20, Eva incorrectly classifies the quotient negative 81 divided by negative 9 as positive. What is the correct quotient? Explain how you found your answer. Well, all you have to do is just put this into the calculator, and we know that both of these inside the parentheses, two negatives inside the parentheses gives us positives, but we have a negative in front of it. Therefore, that makes it negative 9. Explain what could have been Ava's error, okay? Maybe she just didn't see all the negatives. I mean, that's all I know. That's what I would say. Okay, guys, and that's the end of lesson 1-8. If you have any questions or concerns, please contact me.